Hello, Starshine. This is Smadar from Song of Stones, and I am a crystal whisperer, which means I talk to stones and they talk to me. And this beautiful, bright, tiny little quartz crystal was talking to me yesterday. And sometimes the crystals get my attention directly, and sometimes it's in other ways through other crystals. And that's what happened yesterday with these. I woke up in the morning thinking of my prehistoric crystals. And those are the crystals surrounding the little bright one in the center. I call them prehistoric crystals. I'll tell you why. First, there's the fossil turtle shell, and that strand of beads underneath is a fossil mammoth tusk. And then the one beside it is a flintstone with, I don't know if you can see it from this angle, with a dinosaur imprinted onto it, and there's also an egg. Call it my dinosaur egg. And then there's caprolite and a beautiful ancient flintstone. Excuse me, it's a novaculite, I mean to say. And then the slab at the back. What's it called? The name is on the tip of my tongue, and if I remember, I'll tell you. But it's a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous slab of red and white, vanilla actually, and to me it looks like an ancient cave painting. So that's what I woke up thinking about. When I went to get the bowl, they're all I keep them in a black marble bowl. When I went to get the bowl, because I figured they have something to say to me, or I need their energy for some reason, nestled on top of the crystals was this black pouch, this black satin pouch, and inside the pouch was this beautiful little quartz crystal, which is a stellar atom crystal. And stellar atom crystals are... when I first connected with these crystals, they're tiny little crystals that come from the Himalayan mountains. And when I first connected with one of these crystals, my supplier said to me, "These are powerful little crystals. Do not mistake them for... do not mistake these guys' power." And when I connected with them, what I found, my personal experience, I mean, first of all, the energy of these crystals were significant, and I couldn't hold them for too long because my hands would start to burn. And then what I noticed was I found myself emoting vividly, strongly, like any emotion that I had, any feeling that I had got expressed in a very clear and powerful way. And I realized that these crystals, as for me anyway, sometimes crystals will bring out different things in different people, but for me these crystals were helping me to express any buried emotion, and they would not let me keep any feelings inside, which, I'll tell you the truth, it can be very uncomfortable, but ultimately it's just extremely freeing, because when we hold on to this stuff, when we hold on to our emotions, And a lot of times we don't even know we're doing it. We've gotten so used to suppressing. But when we are able to express and let go and release, only great things happen. But if we keep them bottled up, they can show up they'll show up. I mean, we think we're keeping them bottled up. They'll show up in ways that are not pleasant. So it's not something we want to do. So here's this crystal singing to me. And I knew when I saw this crystal on top, this is not where I normally keep this crystal. I have this little place that I keep my tiny stones. And that's where I keep this crystal. And it was not there. It was here. I'm not sure how it got there. But I knew because of the way that it showed up that I should pay attention. Just from experience. And I paid attention. I picked it up. I brought both of them out because I'm sure that there's a reason that the prehistoric crystals were singing to me as well. I don't think it was a coincidence. I still am waiting for clarity on the bigger crystals, but clarity came on why this little guy was there. So I picked it up and I kept it near me, and later that day I had an encounter with a family member, and there was some drama. Let's put it that way. Let's just say there was some drama. And I got very angry and I was upset, but more upset than the circumstances called for. So again, that's like, to me, I feel it's like an invitation from the universe to see what's underneath. And I took this crystal with me when I went to bed that night. And when I woke up in the morning, I still woke up feeling yucky about the drama. And so I just sat with that for a few minutes, and then clarity came. And it's so interesting that when we allow ourselves, with the help of our crystalline friends, to sit with the stuff and that's bothering us, if we just are patient, and it doesn't take long, just for a few minutes, that we were just patient and let the clarity come without trying to do anything, just sitting with it. And again, that's not something that humans like to do very easily. We feel like we need to work for it, that we need to do something, that sitting there is not going to accomplish anything, but that's exactly what does. And I got the insight that I got really just, it's funny because, when there's a charge around something, there's these sensations in the body, and then as soon as you have the aha moment, as soon as you realize, that charge just dissipates. It just disappears. It's gone. And I realized that, this was about a lifelong pattern of feeling, unheard and also having things turn around. So what I was experiencing was, not only was I not being heard, but my words were flipped, and sent back to me. So in other words, I have a better way of saying it. In other words, the situation was turned around and the blame would end up, not that I was blaming anybody, but just I would feel at fault. I was made to feel at fault. And then, and I don't want to come across as sounding like I was a victim, because I wasn't, because this is like, it's all, that could only happen if I was accepting the blame, and I did. So, just to be clear about that, because there are things that happen to us, and I feel like there's purpose around it, but I also feel like we can take that experience and learn from it, and that empowers us. And taking the role of victim disempowers us. So not that there's judgment around being victim, because there's very real there's purpose to all the emotions, and sometimes we need to hold that as well. So there's no judgment when I say that. It's just an exploration. And really what is important, and what these crystals are all about, is allowing ourselves to feel how we feel, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. Just accepting our feelings. We don't have to act on them. That's a whole other story, right? But we need to feel them. We need to allow ourselves to just feel what we're feeling. And it sounds like a simple thing, but it's not. It's really not. That's why we need crystals like this to come out of the woodwork, or come out of the prehistoric bowl, and help us. And there are other crystals that can do that too, and I will share those in the this week's newsletter, along with the story, with a little bit more of the story. But that's what I came here to share with you guys today, this little stellar atom crystal, which is a star, really a star, and which I appreciate so much for the insight that came through today. And, it's very uncomfortable. I get it, to feel the feels, but when we allow it, it is so freeing, and so it feels so great. Because beneath the yucky feelings, beneath the realization, is empowerment. So enjoy the energy of all these beautiful beings. And remember, you can tap into their power and their energy from wherever you are. And I invite you to, if you're not already part of the community, I invite you to join us for a weekly Sunday Sparkle, and for a monthly crystal meditation, where I take you, I do a guided visual journey with a crystal. And if you don't have one, it's fine, because I always bring one. And I show you how in just a few minutes you can get a gift and maybe a message from your crystalline being. So I will see you there, and in other places online, Facebook, Instagram, and on the website, songofstones.com. Lots of love, my friends.